I arrived here last night, after a slow and tiresome journey, which was somewhat alleviated by an excellent bottle of French wine, which I purchased whilst in the Champagne district. Long before we reached the vicinity of Verdun, it was obvious to the most casual observer that we were heading for a center of unusual activity. Hospital trains traveling northeast and east were numerous, and twice our train, which was one of the ordinary military trains, was shunted onto a siding to allow troop trains to rumble past. As we approached Verdun, the noise of artillery, which I had heard distantly once or twice during the day, as the casual railway train approached the front, became more intense and grew from a low murmur into a steady noise of a kind of growling description, punctuated at irregular intervals by very deep booms, as some especially heavy piece was discharged or an ammunition dump went up. The country here is very different from the mud flats of Flanders, as it is hilly and well wooded. The Meuse, in the course of centuries, has cut its way through the rampart of hills which surround Verdun, and we are attacking the place from three directions. On the north, we are slowly forcing the French back on either river bank, a very costly proceeding, as each wing must advance an equal amount, or the one that advances is enfiladed from across the river. We are also slowly creeping forward from the east and northeast in the direction of Daumont. I am attached to a 105-centimeter battery, a young Major von Markel in command, a most charming fellow. I spent all day in the advanced observing position with a young subaltern called Grabel, also a nice young fellow. I was in position at 6 a.m., and, as apparently is common here, mist hides everything from view until the sun attains a certain strength. Our battery was supporting the attack on the north side of the river, though the battery itself was on the south side, and firing over a hill called L'Homme Mort. Von Markel told me that the fighting here has not been previously equaled in the war. Such is the intensity of the combat and the price each side is paying. I could see for myself that this was so, and the whole atmosphere of the place is pregnant with the supreme importance of this struggle, which may well be the dying convulsions of decadent France. His Imperial Majesty himself has arrived on the scene to witness the final triumph of our arms, and all agree that the end is imminent. Once we get Verdun, it is the general opinion that this portion of the French front will break completely, carrying with it the adjacent sectors, and the French armies in the Vosges and Argonne will be committed to a general retreat on converging lines. But, favorable as this would be to us, it is generally considered here that the fall of Verdun will break the moral resistance of the French nation. The feeling is that infinitely more is involved than the capture of a French town, or even the destruction of a French army. It is a question of stamina. It is the climax of the World War, the focal point of the colossal struggle between the Latin and the Teuton. And on the battlefields of Verdun, the gods will decide the destinies of nations.